Back on In Focus, I'm Steve Highsmith. Good morning. Thousands of you know right now what we are about to discuss. A child is seriously ill, and fighting that illness, being there for a child, can place a financial burden on a family. For some families, there exists a guardian angel, and his name is Fred. You might have mentioned, I mentioned Fred a couple times. With me now is DiBona, Lobley, Executive Director of Fred's Footsteps, an organization that realizes the difficulties families can face when struck by a serious illness to a child. Christine, good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Steve.
So your father was the late Fred DiBona, G.
Yes.
Fred DiBona Jr. And there's so much that we know about him. You know, we know about his success at Independence Blue Cross and what a great corporate citizen he was. But you know him as a father.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What do you remember about your father?
I just remember how caring and loving he was. And when he passed away 10 years ago, what really surprised us most was the amount of people who showed their support. And it wasn't because of his titles or his awards, but it was really because of how he treated them and the kindness he showed to them in a dark moment. And that's really how I'll always remember him, as his daughter.
And so you started, Fred's Footsteps in his name. What were you thinking when you started this a decade ago?
We were just thinking about the many people that he touched and the way that he helped them quietly when nobody else could or would. And we just felt like we really had to keep that legacy alive. And that's when we started Fred's Footsteps to help families in his memory.
And you're helping working families who have a financial crisis. You're a bridge, I guess, to get them back to a good place. And these are families, what are the qualifications? They have to have a child who's obviously very ill?
Yes. So we work on two basic principles. And the first one is that working families need help as well. And our goal is to really help families who are financially stable before their child is ill to get back to that point once their child is hopefully well again. So one or both parents needs to be employed or on family medical leave. The second is that we help families to really bridge a gap during that time. So we want to help them with an expense that they need, not what we'll tell them we'll fund, because no two families are alike. So those are the basic principles of our organization.
And you have, and I have put together a couple of letters from people who have responded, people that you have helped, families that you've helped.
Yes.
And we've taken the personal names out for their privacy. But could you read one of those right now? Just
Absolutely.
These are thoughts from people who have received help from Fred's Footsteps. Go ahead, Christine.
From a mother of a little boy. I am the mother of Jay. We are a family that you have helped tremendously 5 years ago when he suffered from 2nd and 3rd degree burns to 30% of his body. To this day, I am very thankful for the financial help of paying our mortgage and utility payments during those hard times when my son was extremely ill. He survived the multiple skin grafts he needed done and survived the months of grueling occupational therapy sessions to regain his range of motion of both arms from the burn incident. It seemed like a roller coaster ride, but we survived as a family. Jay is now 6 years old and functioning like any normal child. He has burn scars to his chest, abdomen, and arms that will always be a reminder of not how he suffered, but how he became a fighter. He fought hard to stay with us. I remember the trials my husband and I went through 5 years ago. I remember the critical moments. You took away financial worries, which of course was a huge help. I'm writing this letter to simply say thank you for the help you provided to my family 5 years ago. I am forever and will always be grateful for your generosity and help you provided us then. Thank you so much.
The pain that family and the stress that family went through, and for Fred's Footsteps to be there for them. You've got to think about that. I mean, what's your reaction when you read that?
For her to reach out 5 years later just to say thank you, I mean, it was a really great moment for me and for the organization to take a step back and realize the great impact we're having on these families at a time when they just have nowhere else to turn.
I'd like to read one. This is to Linda, Mary, and everyone at Fred's Footsteps. I'm glad we could mention Linda and Mary. Thank you so much for the support you have provided my family. Your help with the mortgage assistance has helped me to stay focused on Elle, the name we gave her, and her needs instead of the constant stress of being able to pay all of our bills. Fred's Footsteps is truly a blessing. Elle has been doing well. Her underdeveloped right lung is our main concern at this time. Her liver disease has been stabilizing and her overall development is progressing nicely. She is an incredible little girl who is always, in capitals, smiling and having fun. She is an inspiration to everyone who has crossed her path, and I hope that we can all meet someday and I can thank you face to face. These are real people, real families, real hard times that you're helping. How do you triage this? How do you decide who you can help? I mean, you gave some general rules there, but someone contacts you, what do you say to them? What's the first step they're going to get on the phone?
So all of the referrals that come into our program come in through social workers at the area hospitals. That helps us to really look at the families, and the social workers are there with these families day in and day out and know which families best fit our mission. So that's the first thing.
So you're pretty certain that your money is really going to people who need it. It's not just a cold call from somebody who says, hey, I'm in hard times, give me money.
Absolutely.
Even if they are in hard times, there is a process here.
Yes, because unfortunately we can't help everyone as much as we'd like to. So our focus is really on the working families to help them bridge that gap. The child must be under 18 years of age, and we serve an 18-county region in around Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey.
All right, we'll have more with Christine and Fred's Footsteps in a moment on PHL17. Stay tuned. And InFocus continues on PHL17 with Christine DiBona Lobley, daughter of the late G. Fred DiBona Jr. Christine is executive director of Fred's Footsteps, a nonprofit that for a decade now has been helping families weather the financial storm that can occur when serious illness strikes a child. And when this money is delivered, it's not delivered in cash to the families, correct? What's the process in that?
Yes, so the families submit their bills directly to us, and then we pay the bills directly to the vendor. So the purpose of that is really twofold. A, to take that burden off of them, to make those payments and help get a little more time for them with their families, and also so that we can make sure that the funds are going where they need to be going.
Roughly how many families have you served in a decade?
In a decade, we served close to 600 families, and our support total has been over $3 million to those families.
Oh my. And this looks like it's growing, right? You didn't start out with 100. You know, you're growing this thing.
Yes.
That's a lot of work on the part of your organization and the people involved. And obviously, I guess the social work community is getting to be more aware of you as well, correct?
Absolutely. The social workers are really a partner in this for us, and they're a very important part of our process.
I'd like you to read another letter, if you can, from someone who received Fred's Footsteps services.
Says a family from Pennsylvania, "It is a great morning today because I am finally able to send you pictures of the van. Once again, thank you so much for Fred's Footsteps help. The van takes us to doctor's appointments, to visit great-grandpa and great-grandma, to pick up medications at the pharmacy, buy food at the market, visit friends in the area. It takes my mommy to go to work, go to church on Sundays and Bible study, and more. Your help came in at a crucial time. God is watching over us through help like yours."
From a family of a special needs child, we are writing to thank you all for your generous assistance with our past due rent. Since then, we have worked with our landlord to stay in our home and have even made a rent payment with our own earned money, which is a great feeling to be able to do so. Our next payment is in May, and we have the money for our rent saved already, something we haven't been able to do in a while. Your help has lifted us from what seemed like a never-ending life with debt. Life with our son has been an absolute joy. However, since his birth and my decision and need to stay home to care for him, there has always been the underlying financial burden going from 2 incomes to 1, and then a layoff of the one spouse, which left us financially and emotionally devastated. Fred's Footsteps has been yet another reminder of how much good is still in the world. Your organization provides miracles to families like ours, and we are forever grateful for your generosity. That's an amazing impact that a young organization has had in a big way, and really is the spirit of your father and how he conducted his life on a day-to-day basis as he became more successful and easily could have taken a different path and didn't. Obviously a good man who has a good daughter as well and a good family. So where are you taking this? Where's Fred's Footsteps going to go?
So our goal is to be able to help all families in this region who are who meet our criteria and are struggling to care for their child. We found that many of our families, they have insurance in place, and it's really not the medical expenses, it's the time away from work and keeping their home. So our goal is to really continue to help more and more families, prevent them from eviction or losing their home or having their utilities shut off. And also in the case of the one family, providing medical equipment or vans to help with independence and mobility.
And you have fundraisers throughout the year that people can check on your website. What, Party in the Yard is one. What's a couple others?
So we have a team running in the Blue Cross Broad Street Run, and we also have a large golf outing in September.
Very good. Well, Christine, good luck to you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. For more information on Fred's Footsteps, go to fredsfootsteps.org. And that's In Focus for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Steve Highsmith. Enjoy your weekend and have a great week ahead. Great. No.